G'day, I'm Coach Jason Durrett, and I appreciate you for watching this video, and I appreciate you for trying to better yourself. My goal here is to improve the lives of as many people as I can. So if you even get one piece of valuable information out of this video, I urge you to like, subscribe, share, and hit the notifications. It'll help me reach more people and allow me to spend more time to make these videos for you. When I first truly committed to becoming successful, I signed up for this course on how to build an online business. Before all of this, I had what you would call fantasies about being successful. My mission in life was to be significant and to do something significant. I had this craving for purpose. I had these visions in my head of exactly what I wanted, but until now, everything had failed. I had the ideas, the goals, but when needed to be executed, they didn't pan out. I was always self-taught in everything, and I always felt that I didn't need to rely on anyone. I could figure anything out if I put the effort in. I had this friend that was taking this course, and she said how amazing it was and how she quickly went from having no online business to making over 10K per month in just a short time of following this course. I thought, what do I have to lose? Now the course costs 10K, so I would have had that to lose, but she was making 10 grand a month and surely would pay itself off in no time. This was absolutely life-changing. Within a couple of months, I'd made my 8K month, and then from then onwards, I was making over 10K a month. Now, there were a lot of amazing parts of this course with very specific information about how to start the business. But the thing that I carried through with me was the very first part, and this was making a morning routine. To be honest, I thought this was stupid. I've done this. I'm sick of hearing everyone talking about SMART goals and how valuable it is. Now, in the past, I had done goal setting and morning visualization, like you hear a lot of people speak about, but it never really struck a chord, and I just spent all of my time with these clear, specific goals and put in the work to execute, but never amounted to anything. But there was this one part that specifically came in this routine that really resonated with me. It made all the difference. This one aspect of goal setting and visualization took me from being broke, in debt, zero opportunity, to running a successful online business, as well as building up and owning 3 gyms in this short period of 4 years. All these things that I was writing about, all these things that I was visualizing started happening very, very, very quickly. I'd set 2-year plans that had happened within a year. I'd set 5-year plans that happened within 2 years. Part of this morning routine was to firstly set my goals and write it as though it had already happened, but then to write down the habits and the principles of the person who has achieved those goals. See, having that $1 million and living in this nice house would be amazing, but who is the person that has those things? Grant Cardone brought out this show where he stripped himself of all his money and possessions and had just something like the money that was in his pocket. And he went on this challenge to become a millionaire. And he did it within something like 3 months. He didn't use his status, he didn't use who he was, he used his skills, his principles, his habits. You hear people that win the lotto and lose it all very quickly. They have the thermostat set too low. When the heat gets turned up, what are you going to default to? We all have these plans, but what are we going to do to make those plans happen? You say you want to eat that delicious meal, but you don't have a recipe or ingredients to make it? You try to cook spaghetti meatballs, but without the right ingredients, it probably isn't going to taste very good. How often do you look at someone successful that has it all and you say, but it's different, they're just built different. I'm not like that. Michael Phelps, who would train every single day for hours looking at the bottom of the pool, he must just love it, right? Or people like Grant Cardone, who looks like he's just always on, always selling and never stopping for a second. I mean, they don't need to spend a Sunday watching the football to take a break. See, these people are built differently, but they were created differently. They developed this character from years and years and years of not just working towards their goals, but changing themselves into the person who actually wants those successes. At one point, Grant Cardone, before all of his success, before he'd ever amounted to anything, he had a drug problem that's lasted a long time, and he actually had to check himself into a retreat to sober up. But he changed that by changing himself, and so did everything else that came with it. You need to take your haves and turn them into wants. Don't be the person who has to do things you don't want to do, because eventually you'll stop doing it. Be the person who wants to do the things, and then you will never need to take a break from it. There's this book by Dan Sullivan called 10x is easier than 2x, and he really goes into this concept. The idea of making subtle changes that don't excite us means that we end up doing things that we feel like is an obligation. Only when we do something drastic and we see how impactful that can be, do we start to crave it and want it. You throw on YouTube in the morning to pump yourself up and get these people screaming at you like, wake up, go hard, do things that you hate. And yeah, we do have to go through these moments, but you need to develop the skills to learn to love it. Quality and efficiency are byproducts of doing things that we want to do. So become the person that likes doing these things. When there is conflict with who we are and what we want, that's where we ultimately fail. You see, the greatest value in life is not what you get, but what you become. The major question is to ask not what I'm getting, but what am I becoming? The common line of fake it till you make it, it's not far off, but I think it's more accurate to say, do it until you become it. So set a goal that will stretch you, that will challenge you to become someone more. Set a goal that will transform your life and make you a better person. Now let me share with you 2 key parts of setting goals. First, don't set your goals too low. Don't settle for mediocrity. Instead, go where the demands are high, where the expectations are strong. Surround yourself with people who will push you to grow, to change, and to develop your skills. Don't be afraid to aim high and strive for excellence. When we're out under stress, change happens. When we do more than what we've done in the past, we're forced to adapt. This is how evolution throughout all of history has happened, and that is how it will happen for you. Without goals that physically stretch you, you won't grow. Things that are comfortable are things that you have already adapted to. Second, don't compromise, don't sell out. Don't pay too big a price for success. It's not worth it. When you are deciding who you need to be to reach these goals that you want, you should be happy with who that person is. Think about how your financial, your physical, your social, and your family goals align with your ultimate goal, which is happiness. All of these things we crave in life are ultimately to make us happy and satisfied. As I said, the real accomplishment is who you become when you reach these goals. If you're unhappy with who you become, then have you really gained anything from this? So stay true to your values, your virtues, and your philosophy. Don't compromise your integrity for temporary gains. So, what is the purpose of this? How do these goals work? I've coached a lot of people to make true physical transformations throughout my career, and I can tell you within a couple of weeks that who is going to do well. The people that are meticulous in writing their goals and reading over them every single morning, they have them memorized and are constantly talking about them. When all of the information about how to work out, how to create habits, how to eat, they dive into it harder and learn more than the people that don't do that goal setting. They get better results. See, there are a few reasons why setting goals work. The first one is that it provides clarity throughout your day in directing all your decisions towards something that will ultimately help you reach your goals. I just read this book called Building a Story Brand, which is a very good step-by-step on how to create a brand that will become successful. But it was uncanny how it essentially was a playbook on the value of companies setting goals, not dissimilar to what we do personally. It speaks about how the purpose of the business should be clear, direct, and simple, just like our SMART goals. But you just need one brand message, aka one goal. Now, you personally might have a single goal for your family, your career, your finances, but for each, just have one, not many. At many points throughout the day, there will be decisions that need to get made. If all of the staff within a business have that one-line goal in their head, from the janitors, the front desk, the department managers, then each of them can autonomously make the correct decision. Imagine a TV company that has a single goal to help every customer find the right TV for them. Someone asks the front desk about a TV, do they finish typing into their system what they've been working at already, or do they help answer that question? When the janitor is on their way to lunch and they see dust on a TV, do they walk past it or wipe it down on the way there? When someone wants a refund because the TV isn't what they'd hoped, do they argue back and try to squeeze that dollar out of them, or do they give them a refund and help them find the correct TV for them? By simply clarifying those goals, they become more consistent and more efficient. This is the same in how we respond to situations. If your goal is to be the top salesperson in your company, when it hits 2 p.m. and you're tired and you want to take a break, do you take that break or do you call a few more leads? You might underestimate the power of reading your goals every single morning because you think you already know the answer. I don't care if you know it. Is it ingrained in your mind every second of the day? You might know it, but are you obsessed with it? Reading over these things ignites hunger, a burning desire to achieve. Sure, on day 2, you're pumped up and ready to go, maybe even on day 10. But what about day 20? When exhaustion sets in and the allure of a nap tempts you, you think, maybe I'll be more productive afterwards. And before you know it, an hour passes and you're lounging, lacking the drive to tackle those tasks. But here's the truth. When motivation ends, habits remain. Without constant reinforcement, you default to your old ways. That's why embedding your goals in your mind, repeating them daily and constantly making the right choices is crucial. It's through this repetition that habits transform. Maybe I haven't given you enough reason to take action. Maybe you're tempted to dismiss and continue merely thinking about your goals. But let me ask you something. What do you stand to lose by trying? Are you content with your current life, or are you tired of the monotony, the lack of progress? Is there a dream that you have that you don't already live? Why are you too stubborn to pursue it? Why are you so self-conscious that you don't want to expose yourself to the process? Maybe you think by verbalizing your goals and committing to a routine and then not achieving those goals, do you then become a failure? Where if you never started it and put in action, then you don't carry the potential shame of being a failure. I guarantee that if you do this, you won't fail. Yes, you will see flaws in your path, but by continuing to rewrite and read through your goals, that will only result in re-navigation so that you eventually land on the right path. So take action. Put down your phone, grab a pen and paper, or open your computer and start writing. Immerse yourself in the process. Envision a life so significant it excites you, a life you see on TV and long to live. Make it tangible by reading through your goals every single day for at least a month. Not just weekdays, not half-heartedly, but every single day from top to bottom. And when those tough days come, the hangover mornings when all you want to do is lounge, force yourself to read your goals. Witness how that simple act transforms a day of when you would do nothing into a day that inspires future days. Now, what are you going to write down? You're going to write clear, precise goals. But I want you to write it as though you're seeing yourself in a movie, arriving home to your 3 kids, checking your bank account to find exactly $2,300,021.30, and catching a glimpse of your shredded body in the mirror. Then imagine yourself heading to work in your dream car, wearing that smile on your face. How does everything look, smell, feel? Make it something that you're excited to think about. Now jot down the habits and the principles of that successful person. Does that version of you that achieves these goals take pride in their appearance? Do they rise with the alarm and head straight to the gym? Do they treat others with kindness and respect? These are essential ingredients for the recipe you're cooking up. This isn't merely about writing down hopes and dreams, it's about redefining yourself. You're not just writing down what you want, you're writing down what you need and what you're going to eventually have. This is a recipe, a meticulously crafted document that guarantees a specific outcome. It's not just about reaching that outcome, it's about the transformation that you undergo in the process. Become the person others aspire to be. Be the individual that others look and say they were built that way. But remember, you built it yourself through your relentless pursuit of progress and self-improvement. You are in control. Allow yourself to impact the world rather than have the world impact you. Go out there and live your potential.